NBA sports fans have been eagerly anticipating the return of Zion Williamson. The huge cuddly bear with the athleticism of a mutant was rumored to make a comeback to New Orleans, and this caused a ruckus of fear for opponents. But it seems that the uproar is dying out in a regretful whimper. Were you holding your breath waiting for Zion Williamson to appear in a game for the New Orleans Pelicans this season? If that's the case, it's time to exhale and breathe again, because you wouldn't want your brain to be deprived of oxygen. Don't pass out and cause yourself brain damage. Regretfully, reports have come out, and they've been confirmed. Zion won't be returning to the Pelican flock this season, since his foot injury continues to be a hindrance. For many, this news is not exactly a big shocker. If you were among those NBA analysts and kept a close eye on Zion's progress, you'd have already known that the year-long saga of Zion's injury seemed to be getting the better of him. It all occurred during the offseason. At first, it seemed that it was a severe sprain, and perhaps after a week or two, Zion could just walk it off. But upon doctor's diagnosis, it was clear that his foot was not only fractured, but it required surgery. The Pelican front office kept the news about Zion's injury close to the chest. But finally, by the fall of 2021, their hopes for a swift recovery were decimated, and they had to announce the sour news. After clinging to more hope, results from his rehab test showed positive results. The sun seemed to shine bright again as doctors cleared him to participate in full basketball activities. But that was short-lived, causing Zion, teammates, sponsors, and fans to be smashed in the face by the gravitational truth. By the end of November, Zion began to experience acute pain of soreness in his surgically repaired right foot. This effectively put a full stop on his basketball activities, placing him 2 steps back. Skip rehab, back to the doctor's table. There, he was given injections in his foot. Then in February, reports surfaced that Zion was headed to another session under the knife. The second surgery was predicted to require even more extensive rehab time. So the fanatical fans and the big gamblers put on their good luck underwear and sent prayers to the heavens for a speedy recovery of Zion Zanos Williamson. Prayers answered. In early March, prayers and best of wishes were answered and approved in reality. News came out that Zion's injury was not only headed for recovery, but the dreaded second surgery was no longer necessary, therefore off the table. Moreover, Zion was cleared for careful basketball activities again. According to Shams Charania, the senior NBA insider for The Athletic, Zion Williamson has been seen doing stationary shooting, and he can now put weight on his foot. He also reportedly returned to the team a few weeks ago and has been attending home games, appearing to be in positive spirits around teammates and coaches. Now for more of the bittersweets of life. Although Zion is in full throttle on the road to full recovery, the Pelicans have just 11 regular season games left to play. Is it a good bet to hurry Zion's recovery to get him on the court for at least one of these games? Well, people who have much invested in Zion are not willing to take the bet. First of all, it's unlikely that Zion will heal in time to play any of those games. And honestly, even if he could, it wouldn't be worth it. It's better to be safe than sorry. So now, Zion's doctors and coaches are asking him to take the next 6 months to regain his footing. Pun intended. With the objective to return as the ultimate explosive player that we all know. Everyone agrees, this is the safest bet. So, what can we expect from the Pelicans? Well, they've been doing a fantastic job. In February, the Pelicans started to play their best basketball in years, even without Zion Zanos. They won 7 of 11 games and were on a 4-game winning streak before losing an overtime game in Denver to the Nuggets, where Nikola Jokic's 40-point triple-double stunned the NBA universe. Nikola Jokic is now the first player to record a 40-point triple-double and 4 blocks in a game. He's been on fire. Remember in mid-January, Nikola Jokic put up 49 points, 14 rebounds, and 10 assists. With this kind of fire, the grief he gave the Pelicans is understandable. But it's true. They're still 10 games under 500 at 27-37, and with the Western Conference a far cry from the days when the Golden State Warriors had the 9th best record at 48-24 in 2008, the Pelicans currently have the 10th best record and are clinging to that final play-in spot. During this recent 4-game winning streak, 3 of those victories were by 28 points or more. Indeed, the Pelicans, who lost 12 of their last 13 games this season, have finally put the steam back in their engines and are giving opponents a hell of a time. The Pelicans have a lot of potential. The trade for the most improved player, McCollum, and the decision to have the starting lineup with Jackson Hayes, Jonas Valanciunas, and Herbert Jones has made the Pelicans one of the more difficult teams to contend with. And with the remaining games in the season, just imagine if their most powerful player, Zion Williamson, one of the most transcendent talents in the NBA, was still in the mix. But since he's not among his colleagues on the court, the duty weighs heavy on the starters. Here's what the Pels' new starting lineup and depth chart looks like. Devonte Graham was unanimously selected as the Big 12 Player of the Year, averaging 17.6 points and 7.2 assists per game as a senior. His highest points in a game reached 40 in 2019, and he was also named a consensus member of the first team All-America by multiple organizations. McCollum, as previously mentioned, has surely done his part to assure the Pelicans maintain a reputation of being formidable. Finishing with 20-plus points for his 8th straight contest while shooting over 50% from the field, it is safe to say that everyone can agree that his vital contributions to the Pelicans have been upheld. He also knocked down 3 triples and has now converted 3 or more in 4 of his last 6 matchups. It's expected that the Pelicans will continue to lean heavily on McCollum's scoring attack. Brandon Ingram was definitely able to contribute to the Pelican cause. With the departure of Lonzo Ball and the continued absence of Zion Williamson, there was no way for Brandon Ingram to carry the Big Easy all the way to the postseason. Yet, he got in where he fits in and made the Pelicans proud. Now headlines read, Brandon Ingram has been consistently good for the New Orleans Pelicans. When Ingram was drafted in 2016, right off the bat, Ingram averaged 9.4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.1 assists in the 79 games he played as a rookie. While those numbers seem unremarkable in the whole scheme of the NBA, the 6'8" forward never gave up and continued developing in the years that came after. Now he's on the verge of being a big contender. Herb Jones has some great accolades under his belt, regardless of his youth. He was the AP third-team All-American in 2021, and the same year was the finalist for the Naismith Trophy Defensive Player of the Year. At the close of 2020-21 regular season, Jones was named the SEC Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year by the league's coaches. And even according to Sports Illustrated, the Pelicans' rookie guard Herb Jones is a tenacious defender. New Orleans saw value in this versatile forward and selected him with the 35th pick overall in the 2021 NBA Draft. And now, his defensive prowess is proving to be an essential ingredient in the Pelicans' recent resurgence. Jonas Valanciunas continues to show his value to the Pelican lineup. Just recently, on the 20th of March 2022, Jonas Valanciunas had 26 points and 12 rebounds to lead 3 New Orleans players with double-doubles as the visiting Pelicans beat the Atlanta Hawks 117-112. The Pelicans are also supported by Garrett Temple, Tony Snell, Jackson Hayes, and Larry Nance Jr. So while they offer vital support, McCollum provides the type of consistent scorer and three-point shooter efficiency that the Pelicans have actually never really had with Zion. They've had to adjust and evolve, and they've done an excellent job in this regard. Are you placing any bets on the New Orleans Pelicans? What do you foresee in their future? Tune in next time for more updates.